Okay, so hopefully everybody can hear me and see me. Let me know if you can. Um, because I did already lose connection. I actually have you going live on, hold on. Yep. Try not to do this. I have it on my phone, but then I also have it live on my oop, wrong thing. Darn it. Why are we getting such bad interference? Okay, hopefully we are good. Hopefully we don't keep losing internet because I can't plug an Ethernet into my phone. Can't really do that. So I figured we'd do this today because I wanted to kind of show y'all what I have been doing and kind of show y'all what mess I have because it's bad. It's bad, but it will be good. And if y'all are kind of like me who are obsessed with organization, it's kind of crazy. But in case you're wondering, yes, I'm still feeling amazing. This office is a black hole for Wi-Fi, an absolute black hole. Wi-Fi is terrible in here, even though I will show you. uh, If you can see this little box right down here, that is a wireless access point, and it is still a black hole for Wi-Fi. Don't ask me why. This is why Ethernet is so important. So the Wi-Fi going down is the worst part. Carla, I'm not sure how long ago it's been since you've seen a video of mine, but I cut it off in like November. So it's been almost a year. With all of my health stuff, we gave it the big chop. So right now I have no desk chair in here. It's in the hallway. Doors closed. I have headphones in so that way the dogs don't sit here and mess with me. Because if not, they will sit here and scratch and scratch and scratch. Oh, yeah, I have a shelf. I will show you. So the first thing that I did, so if it gets shaky, just kind of let you know, I have this shelf down here, which is where the vinyl's going to go. Um, if you look, I don't know if you can see if the camera's going to pick it up or not. Down here, it's kind of dark. We had to take and put the Cat 6 cable, grab a flashlight. Maybe that'll make it a little easier for you to see. Because once I move the vinyl in here, because that's one of the things I was trying to do this weekend, but the one of the projects took longer than intended. But we had to recess the Cat 6 cable, my network cable, because as I said, Wi-Fi is a black hole in here. And if you want good quality videos that don't take forever to get up. Okay, so if you look down here, you see that we had to recess the Cat 6 cable. So that when I put the vinyl organization down here, can you see that? It doesn't shear off the cable. So normally this sticks out. So now when I put this in here, it's not going to take and break that off because, you know, how I am. Anyways, There's no sound? Can you not hear sound? Anybody else not having sound, or is it anybody else having issues with sound? Just trying to find out. Okay, just trying to make sure. So, okay, yeah. The reason why it's spotty is because wireless. I'm sorry. So, we had to make sure whenever I put the vinyl in there, it doesn't break off because then we'll have the same issue with internet. And when y'all see the vinyl organization system, you are going to love it. It's awesome. So, that's coming this week because that I will be able to film and upload. It's really, really good. This is where I have extra supplies, all that kind of stuff. This is something that y'all are going to really enjoy as well. I love the way this is done. I don't know if any of y'all are like me, but as I said, I'm obsessed with organization. And everybody, whenever, oh, Tracy, trust me, I don't know if y'all know this. My husband is an IT guy. That's what he does for a living. He's done it for many years. What he does now is a network specialist. So, internet, all that kind of stuff is kind of his thing. My office, again, is a black hole for internet. We have amazing internet. Our area just is terrible. Don't know why. The Mac, the logic board is dying. And Verizon, which is who I use for cell service, which is typically great, sucks. And no one really else is great around at my house. So it is what it is. Just this room is bad. It's just this room. So, yeah, but hey, I can deal with it. But everybody likes to come in my office and borrow stuff, and it drives me insane. One, no one ever comes in here and puts anything back. And for one thing, I don't know if anybody else has husband, kids that are that way. And I have an issue with that. And two, anytime anybody comes in here, they're like, hey, where's this? Hey, where do you keep that? Well, I'm like, I need a better way instead of, hey, you need to go look here, here, here. One of the things I am doing is I am going to make a map and I'm going to put it on the wall. So as I'm rearranging my cubbies, I'm like making and drawing out like a little map and labeling what box is where. So as I'm putting the cubbies here, I can make a map of which box has what in it so they can find it. Because I literally have, like, in each box, like this box right here is nothing but tie-dye stuff. This right here is sanding and plastic polishing. This one has alcohol ink and stamp pads, that kind of thing. This one down here is to make paint. So I keep things very organized and I keep it like there's only like things together. And I actually got on Amazon today because I was like, I need some more of those boxes. There were only 4 sets of 3 left. I ordered the last 4 sets. Even though I don't have enough things yet to put in those 4 sets, it's like, I don't wanna not have them in case I need them. So that's what I did. Because I like them to match, and it makes things easier. So, like this one down here, it has things in it, and this is all of my glue guns and glue sticks. I don't know if y'all know this. I've talked about this before. I don't have it on the comments, but I can put it on the comments at least while I'm kind of sitting here talking. Is Gorilla makes glue sticks. This is the best darn glue ever for glue guns. I love this stuff. I haven't found any better glue sticks ever. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. This stuff is amazing. I definitely recommend it. I can give you a link to something similar. They have other colors that were like it. Um, and there were some with lids and some without. But yeah, I can give you a link. Because I actually think I have these in my Amazon store under my organization. Um, they just have other colors in it because these are my favorite thing. Because I have a thing for organization. Like, I have so much. And one of the things I did, because I used to have different colored tools, but all of my tools started getting mixed up with like my husband's and then they started disappearing. So I got all of my tools in pink and then I have a pink toolbox. And I can now tell you what is in there, what is not. As soon as something goes missing, I know everything that goes in there. It makes everything easier. And I'm a stickler for it going back. And I get on my husband if he goes in there and gets something out and I see it laying around. And he's like, "You just don't want me to use your tools." I'm like, "It has nothing to do with you using my tools. It has to do with you using my tools and losing my tools like you do yours." I don't know how many times we have bought socket sets because you can't find a socket because you have lost the 5/16 socket. Oh, see, Tracy, I used to think that I liked clear boxes. I don't like clear boxes. Do you want to know why I hate clear boxes? Because then you can see that you have a mess in a clear box. But if you keep an inventory of a clear box, Tracy, or keep an inventory of what you've got, it makes it easier. Like, that's why I like the map. And I'm already really good about keeping track of what I've got, but keeping like a map of what you have, you can ease in keeping like items together. It definitely helps because you can go and pull that box and know what you've got. So instead of, oh, well, what do I have as far as glue goes? It makes things much simpler. Hopefully that makes sense. Because then you're not searching, well, do I have this kind of glue? Do I have this glitter? So, like, because as y'all know, I've talked about like I have a huge problem. Oh, the rack for vinyl rolls. So I ordered those. So y'all know I had like a big shop. Those came from GSG, Graphic Solutions Group. but you can order those like on Amazon and stuff like that. So those will hold like big rolls. Those will hold like 5-foot rolls of vinyl. And though, like, especially if you get them into a stud. So, and I don't keep very many rolls of vinyl, but the rolls that I do keep, I like to have them hung like that. So that comes in handy because I don't want things sitting on the floor. Now, the only one that I do have sitting on the floor is, I'll show you this. This is mask for like doing HTV. So whenever I do like my t-shirt trick and stuff like that for holding down to do the vinyl on the inside, because I have this from when we would sell printed vinyl, I'll still use this because this has the mask on the inside. And that's a big old roll because it's like 4 foot tall. So I'll use that. Now I also have this, which I'll keep like paint in, pink soap, different types of glue, gloves, wipes, that kind of thing. Also up here, application fluid. Like, since I don't sell application fluid anymore, if y'all are wondering what I use now, this is Rapid Tack. You can get this on Amazon. I also keep this in my Amazon store. Great stuff. I use this to cut down my rolls of vinyl. See if you can see it. And then also this little handy tools. I don't know if I have that in my cart. That. I'm tripping over organization. But this is like a cutter. And I will do a better tour of my office, but yeah. But to cut down the rolls when they come in, you gotta clean up. This is what I'm dealing with. Because when I decide to reorganize, I reorganize it all. I can't just do one thing. It's like, oh, let's redo the whole system, just in case you're wondering. And like for my paper and like my printable stuff, I use the boxes too. So like this is Sublimation printable. Now these are only for like the 8.5 by 11s. These are shipping labels. This is magnetic, adhesive, HTV, regular paper, and inkjet. So like literally I have everything. So I mean, like whenever I say I have it all, and it really does make things like keep it divided, not by like paper, but smaller categories even than that. But this is what I mean, like whenever I go to for the video for the organization of my vinyl, that's my vinyl organization. Y'all are gonna love it once I do it. And it will be this week. It is so much vinyl. Like, it's so much. So much. But I also use for small things like in areas that I do a lot. IKEA has the picture ledges, and if you don't have IKEA, you can find stuff like this on Amazon, or I don't know if they're as cheap because I go to have Nadia grab them from IKEA when she goes to see her boyfriend. These are picture ledges from IKEA for the things I use all the time. They're great. But yeah, as I said, this thing's a mess. It's bad. It really is bad. Like, I mean, like, I literally can't walk. I can't walk through here, y'all. And, like, markers and pens, that's nothing but markers and pens. But I did find, and this isn't even the half of it, you want some dog stuffed animal stuff and toys? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. That I can't control. I can't control that at least a little bit. But oh, they're slide cutters, Julius. I don't use a guillotine cutter whenever you do vinyl. Whenever you use a guillotine cutter, if it gets to where your blade is even the slightest bit dull, you're just going to bend it, or you're gonna mess up your vinyl. Slide cutters all the way whenever you're cutting vinyl. But yeah, whenever you're working with it, a slide cutter all the time. And the one that's free hanging, that is actually for quilting. And that with a non-scoring mat is actually like, if you don't cut down a lot of rolls, that right there is all you need. And it really, really is great. But I mean, right now everything is like super messy, but hopefully you can see kind of where it like normally is, because even in my small space, you would be amazed at the amount of things that can be in here and how easy it is to find things, because it really is. I mean, like, and I have dogs, big dogs, that run around through here with no issue. And like, I can easily tell you where everything is, as far as tools, as far as vinyl supplies, paint, glue. Now, not everything is in here. I don't keep a lot of like the big wood pieces, that kind of thing, because my office is just too small for that. But like the small things, it really is easy. And I keep the things that I use the most. Like, as you can see, I keep a lot of vinyl in here. I keep all my vinyl in here because, I use a lot of vinyl. I keep paper in here for like printing sublimation and things like that. Well, Kathy, hopefully I helped. But organization is really key to keep you on budget and keep you from spending a lot more on rebuying supplies. Dana, I am actually, with my medication stuff, I've been doing absolutely amazing. The only real issues that I've had since being on the new medication regimen is I can't take like anything as far as like Tylenol, any NSAIDs, um, because it can really mess with everything. And so if like the weather and stuff like that changes, which because of Southeast Texas, um, it does. So when I get a headache, and I'm out of my rizatriptan, so Jeremy went to get it from the pharmacy and they didn't have it, so I'm out. Um, I can't do a whole lot with it, so when the pressure changes, I've had some issues. But other than that, it I mean, and even then, having a headache is something that I've dealt with for so long. That's easy peasy. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I can deal with that. That's like cake. But everything else was difficult. And I mean, I'm happy. Like, I'm getting so much done. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have my dizzy spells. I have to be extremely, extremely careful with things. Like, really careful. Um, but I can function. I'm happy and I'm in a great mood. My mind is back. It's like I said before, I can deal with anything. I can conquer the world if I have a brain. That was more of what I was concerned with. It's like, give me everything else. But, oh yeah, my space is going to be amazing. And I am someone who loves a good small space. I can deal like to me, whenever you have too much space, then you're like, oh, let's fill it with all these things. And then you're like, oh, I have too much stuff. You know, I end up with all these things that I really don't need. Ow, darn it. But yeah, I have the things that I really need. And another thing, like if you're like me who has multiple machines, I bought this off of Amazon, that shelf that has, and it's made for the kitchen, and it's only 8 inches deep. And you can see that you can expand it, and it'll go like 24 inches wide. But I love that thing. So you can fit multiple machines on it. So if I had another machine, like if I still had my brother's scan and cut, I could literally put that on there as well and stack them tall. And you could fit all of them on there in one little spot and not take up nearly any space. Actually, Tracy, it's not a baker's rack. It's just made to put like in your pantry to take up hardly any room. Like you can see, it is like 8 inches deep. It is no space whatsoever. And one of the things that I do like about it as well, now the only issue with it is because the way the Cricut does, I have to have the lid of it unless I want it on the hanging out, which I didn't want because I didn't want the weight distribution off. So I have it on the middle, but it still doesn't affect anything. So I can still run the 24-inch mats through it. But it is great. Absolutely wonderful. I love it. Another Amazon find. I don't know if y'all have seen these. Now, you can't use these near anything like hard drives or anything like that. But these are something like because I have metal legs on my furniture, and then like as you saw near the on the Cricut on that shelf, I gotta show you. For organization purposes, these things. These are great for wrapping cords, all that kind of stuff. They're magnetic cable ties. Oh yeah, you can use it if you have small stuff or like how you saw it, Georgette, they make them in singles, they make them in doubles and in triples. These you can use to wrap your cables or like to stick to hold your cables to like metal legs and stuff like that. These are awesome. But let me see if I can hold my phone up somewhere so I can show you these. Because these are like, let me take and move my cup. Okay. Got to separate these out. Because I have these like everywhere to hold cords and stuff together. So these are great. They hold things together. They're silicone. Georgette, if you look in the description box, I have my Amazon store linked and I have it under organization because I have all that kind of stuff in there because I love it. It's technically color-coded zip ties are great, but if you're like me, because my husband got tired of constantly having to move things, because I do move things around constantly. So these come in handy, but I use these not only for the furniture part to hold cords to them, but I also use them in I have a box, like, if you saw next to my regular inkjet printer over there, I have a box that has all of, like, my extra iPhone cables, all that kinda stuff in there. Well, it has these in there. Like, this is what holds them all together, because it keeps them together, but then I can easily grab them, pull them out, and they're awesome. Because you don't wanna always lose them, and I don't know, I really like these. And again, when you have, like, metal legs on furniture and stuff like that, it comes in handy. And I always am moving things around. So well, exactly, Karen, and, like, I have posted, like, where, like, we bought the stuff to clean up the dog hair. Our dogs shed like crazy, and I cannot stand the dog hair. And you can see where underneath the shelf, the dog fluff from the murdered stuffies. So I am having to constantly clean that stuff. That hasn't been moved in a long time. I will be the first to admit it. I haven't been able to do a lot of those things because of my health stuff. So everything's kind of getting a good deep clean. I mean, as you can see, probably as I put things around that are my baseboards and stuff like that are horrendously gross. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to do. But I mean, if you also see like my doors, it looks like someone's been held captive here for 20 years. It's like scratch, 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 but that's from the dogs. Now, am I gonna repaint it right now? No. Do you think that would be a good use of my time and money? Nope, not at all at this point because the dogs are still gonna scratch the doors. So they will continue to look like someone is being held captive here because a lot of times I am by my puppies. I love them to pieces, but oh yeah, they love well, you wanna know what's funny, Tracy? It is 90% of the time, the baby murderer is the Chihuahua. She loves to murder the babies. Hopefully, I don't get demonetized for that because she is the baby murderer. But yeah, so that's kind of where I am on that. But yeah, these things are awesome for dealing with that kind of stuff. But ugh, yeesh, we're gonna turn you all into all different kinds of angles. But I was wanting just y'all to kind of see some of the process behind this because it is a lot. Oh, Layla's over a decade and still does it. Don't I mean, and dogs don't just because they get older doesn't mean that they stop playing, you know? And like the amount of stuff that I still order off of Amazon for toys and stuff like that is crazy. Like I just ordered a bunch for them. Like I'm like I should set up a wish list because I can set up wish lists for like people to send stuff. I'm like I should set up a wish list just to have people send them toys. Like y'all can send them this, you can send them that. So, but yeah. Oh, the squeakers, they can pop a squeaker out so quickly. But they have some really good ones that you can get that are, like, pretty indestructible. But, yeah, they have some good ones that are like that. But I ordered a different desk from Amazon. Well, it wasn't super expensive, but it has, like, open shelves because, again, I like things that are open to be able to put cubbies into, because that makes things, again, easier. See, I worry about buying things like that from Goodwill because I don't know where the toys came from. And I don't know because you don't sometimes things come from places and then they might not be, or like you don't know where the plastic came from. See, oh my God, Georgette, the dogs are so freaking spoiled. So spoiled. You don't even want to know. We have to bring them to the vet for their next appointment. And it's like I told Jeremy, I was like, you know, you get rescue dogs and they're supposed to be like super hardy. They're supposed to like they're mutts and they're supposed to like, not have any issues like skin issues, that kind of thing. Oh no. These dogs are like allergic to everything. Everything. They're on special diet, like special diet food. They have to take probiotics. Honey has to be on urinary probiotics and all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, they better be uh happy that I love them so much because they cost me a fortune. But they're my babies and they are rotten. Absolutely rotten. Oh, see, they try to eat everything, but and they will, but you have to keep a close eye on what they do. But I always worry because you hear about the horror stories of what they can get from eating, like, certain, like, chemicals from the things that they have, like, put into things for dogs. So, I try to be careful about it. It's like, "Oh, I don't worry so much about the chemicals I might be exposed to, but I worry, like, so much about what they can be exposed to." I think I think I'm a little backwards for that, but they're my babies. So, I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, they are. He covered it with a blanket. That's funny. But they're smart-ish. Shadow's learning that he's supposed to, like, he's protective, but he's learning now how to be protective. It's funny. But yeah, I'm happy with how things are going. And I'm excited that for y'all to see once everything's done and together because it's going to be really, really good, I think, once it's done and together. Because that's going to be the hard part. Oh, I remember y'all were asking about heat gloves. I found some on Amazon finally that were more like a lady's glove. I don't know if I added these to the store yet, but look, these are heat gloves. These are thicker than these because Amazon is pretty much where you can kind of find everything. It's like I try to find things other places, but it's very difficult to do. And that are actual like small businesses. See, like I had these, I had them. I still have them. They're in my hand. But you can see these are really thin. These work, but they're not the best. You can see the difference in, like, the thickness of these. These go up a whole lot further. These are made for, like, baking and stuff like that. They're Beets and Berry brand. But yeah, when I was reorganizing, because part of the reason why I found them is I went through and like bought new stuff for the kitchen because I went on this kick of like I wanted to reorganize the kitchen and I found those. They're great. And they actually fit my hands better because like I have stubby little fingers, but I have tiny little hands. Oh, Dottie, I'm feeling absolutely amazing, as you can tell. Like, I'm great. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. So the story behind this pencil sharpener is Jeremy's grandfather. Um, the one that passed away with he had Alzheimer's that we took care of for many, 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 many years. Um, had this in his house. And I think it was from I mean, and Jeremy kind of redid it. It's still got like the wood handle. I think this was from I don't even know how long ago. He had this in his house from it's very, 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 very old. Um, so Jeremy redid it for me because I still have actual color pencils and regular pencils because one, I like to color, in case you didn't know that about me. I actually really loved color, like really loved color. Um, it's one of the things I've always loved to do. Um, and I'm trying to get into like hand drawing things. I've actually gotten much better about it. One of the things I actually got because I've got a new Mac coming in and I have a Wacom tablet, but um I got this little thing right here and I don't want to recommend it yet till I try it. Um this will take with a program that you can use which is called AstroPad. You can turn your actual iPad into a drawing tablet. So, with your Apple Pencil, which is much more comfortable to me than using the Wacom tablet. And the Wacom tablet doesn't connect the easiest to your Mac. It just doesn't. So, I will let y'all know because even though with Sidecar with your Mac, if you are a Mac user, you'll understand. And this you can also use with your PC to turn your iPad into a drawing tablet with your PC. So it works with multiple devices. So it's not like you can't just use it with one thing or another. So um I have not, Kathy. Um for I've been kind of iffy wishy washy about it. I need to see a little bit more about it. But plus, I'm like so far behind on everything else too. We'll see how it goes. I need to get caught back up on everything else. But I mean, seriously, I still like, I tried to get some of my files out from the Mac. I didn't tell you what happened. I cried. I called Apple the other day. I was trying to get files off of my time machine and it froze up and like restarted and I lost files from it and it reverted also on from that and off of my iCloud drive. So, but I know a lot of people don't want to invest in a Wacom tablet, and a lot of people already have an iPad. So this is like $100, $120. So this might be an option. Yes, Tracy, the logic board is dying. Like bad. And part of the thing is with the logic board dying, I have confounded the people at Mac because the issues that I am having are not issues that most people see because normally they can just kind of fix it, but because parts are limited, you know, they're just sending people home with their machines. Uh, Dottie, they do. They make one that will work with other. They make this Luna device, I think that will work with other tablets. But Tracy, they're just kind of sending people home with their Macs if they're kind of usable till parts come in. And I did order a new Mac Studio, but again, because parts are limited, unless you want just off the floor kind of thing, um, which, if I'm buying it, I need something that's going to be a little bit more, a little bit beefier than that. Um, I'm not going to get it in till between the 24th and the 30th. So, yay. But it is what it is. I'm okay with it. Trying to make do with what I've got, but I can't just, buy all the programs again for a PC. So, that's kind of where I'm at. But yes, I did lose quite a few files. But Apple is taking care of me. They are doing what they can. I cannot complain about that. They are doing everything that they can. I mean, they just can't force, you know, parts to be made. Oh yeah, Tracy, and that's part of it. And Apple, Macs are extremely reliable. I mean, they really are. This isn't something that happens. It really isn't. And it is what it is. Jackie, the scan and cut was okay. It wasn't my favorite. And if I were going to keep, because I couldn't keep them all, especially with the space limitations, um, Cricut and Silhouette were the two that I kept. So that's what I did. And as I said, plus scan and cut, I don't know. I feel like the scan and cut didn't do anything that really set itself apart for what I needed it to do, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like the scan and cut is more geared towards the sewing market than the vinyl market. Well, I actually have, and I will kind of explain more of what happened. I have backup upon backup, but they're because of the logic board failing, data that was backing up corrupted, and we didn't know. So it is what it is because I have hard disk drives. This is a backup, a backup, backup. I also have it going to we have a server at our house. I also have it going to iCloud. I also have it going to Google Drive. And I also have it going to Time Machine. So I have multiple backups. But because corrupted data, it happens. You know, that's what some people don't realize is that, you know, corrupted data is corrupted data. It happens. And that's just part of it. And it sucks. Yes, these are much, much better. They fit my head much, much better. But yeah, I mean, again, I can recreate stuff. And I wouldn't have found out, though, that the data was corrupted if some of the other data would have disappeared. But, you know, data can be recreated. And the data that got corrupted, nothing, I mean, yeah, it sucks when stuff like that happens, but it's it's not life or death. I mean, that's all stuff that happen. It's data, you know, but we can work with it. I see, Kathy, that's the way I feel like certain machines are kind of just made for different types of users. And like, I don't think the scan and cut was a bad machine, but I don't want it to seem like I'm saying that. I just think that the scan and cut was made for a different type of user. And that different type of user was not a user like I am. I am not a sewer, a seamstress. Well, I don't think it's a seamstress unless you sew clothing. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't think I could sew a button on a shirt. So I don't know how that works. But I can't sew. I don't even think I could thread a needle. Is there a way to sew without threading a needle? I mean, I'm just that bad. I'm pathetic. But I could sew if it's just involving glue. I can put fabric together with glue. But so yeah, that is just not my forte. So again, that's not my thing. And I feel like again, the scan and cut is more towards that market. Exactly, Jackie. It happens, and I am religious about backing things up. But, you know, people are like, "Well, you can scan the mat and you can do this and you can do that with it." I don't That's again not the things that I need to do with my machine. I understand how to, you know, a mat is a grid. I understand how to look at the grid, see the size of my vinyl or see the size of my pieces, and lay that out on the pieces whenever I put a design if I'm doing a bunch of different colors. That right there is not very difficult to me. I don't need to scan that in to understand that concept. Um, so that feature is not something that I would use. I can cut fabric if I want to with the Cricut. The highest end model of the Cricut is still less expensive than the Brother Scan and Cut. Um, Now it's not that I don't, and Brother makes amazing printers. Brother makes amazing direct to garment printers. I don't know. And plus, I did not like the price of the scan and cut. I couldn't understand the price of this scan and cut one. That was another thing I didn't really like. And I didn't like how loud it was. So, I mean, and y'all know, I keep things very real and understand. But that's how I am. But exactly, Kathy, it didn't meet your needs. It didn't meet my needs. Maybe a newer version of it would. But I still haven't seen, like, whenever they do really the last version I've seen, it didn't when I've seen it, it wasn't like, "Oh, wow, that's exciting, let's buy it." I don't know. Like, I want something that wows me. Is it gonna make my coffee in the morning? So, liquid stitch. Ooh, is that something that will glue fabric together for me? Will that actually, like, work? Can I actually, like, make a dress with it? See, Leanne, I love, love my Cricut for cutting vinyl. It cuts vinyl better than any other machine. But see, Jackie, I don't quilt. I don't embroidery. I don't plan on it. Don't plan on it in the least little bit. Um, like, can't do it. Don't want to do it. Sewing is not my forte. Tracy, I have lots of topics for the tutorials if I can get them done. I actually have a lot of things pre-filmed that are sitting on these hard drives that I am scared to try to open because the files are filmed, but the programs are in my Mac software, and I can't just but I will, and I don't really want to buy the software for the PC. So, but as I said, and I've used a lot of different machines and I've used big professional machines. The Cricut, at least at this point, I've not found anything that cuts the fine little detail better than the Cricut. I do, and I'm going to try if I can finish getting this mess cleaned up. I have a video I want to film that I've been wanting to film that will be easy to do, but I haven't done one like this, and or if I have, it hasn't been a long time, which is a new like tip and trick video over what like different things that I love to use, like hacks, because I've got new ones, I've got old ones, and maybe some that I haven't shown y'all, or maybe I have, but kind of put them all in one. Oh, bye, Jessie. I hope you enjoyed. But again, like kind of a mixture for adhesive and HTV, kind of everything all in one. Because as I said, it is something that some of them are new. So hopefully that makes sense. And all I have to do is get a spot cleared off. I think I can do it. And I'm excited for that one. I think y'all will like that too. Kind of a new I have to try that liquid stitch. I think I could do that. But anyways, I think I'm gonna let everybody go so I can finish cleaning up this mess so I can get the video shot. Because that one, as I said, won't be too difficult because it's something that I've actually like had planned out. And I think y'all will actually really enjoy. And it is actually extremely helpful. And I could try to do it as a live. The only problem with doing it as a live, Elizabeth, typically I try to plan them out a little bit further in advance. But this was kind of a little bit last minute, and we'll kind of see. Georgette, I would love to do it as a live. We'll see if I can do it as a live. I really don't like doing lives without being able to be plugged in on Ethernet because I don't like how unsteady everything is. I would much prefer to have lives be where they're a little bit more not steady. Where I know that they're going to be where we're not gonna lose the connection, I guess is the best way to say it. But, right now I don't have a lot of control over all that. Uh, that's one thing I'm hoping that I will be able to get it all fixed. Oh, Elizabeth, hope we're gonna get computer problems all fixed up. It shouldn't be far off. Uh, I'm hoping well, I can sign in on the Alienware to do it. I just gotta get the camera software. Hopefully, I can get that signed in. Jeremy, I'm gonna try to get him to take care of that today. Um, he's been busy, like, setting all this other stuff up. So, hopefully, I can get him to get that done today, but I don't wanna overwork him because he actually does have a day job that I don't want him to sit here and have to do all of this and then be exhausted when he actually has to go to work. But, he's my personal IT guy. So, we'll see. And if I can get it done and get it set up so I can show you all the tips and tricks, I will see if we can do it tomorrow. If not, we'll plan it for Tuesday. But I'll let you know. But anyways, I love you guys and I will see y'all. If not tomorrow, then on Tuesday. So I love you.